vibe. Come let we lime, come let we vibe. Lime vibe. Lime vibe.
So hello everybody and welcome once again to another Lime Vibe conversation. I'm joined by two very special guests from South Korea. We have Miss Jasmine. There we go. And she is the General Director of Public Relations for Branch 11 for the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration Night, HWPL, out of South Korea. And she's the General Director of Public Relations for Branch 11 for that organization. Say hello, Jasmine.
Hi.
And we're also joined by Miss Suhn Park. She is she's the General Director for the Department of International Law for HWPL Branch 11. Say hello, Suhn.
Hi.
Hi. Yes. So we're gonna have a very good conversation tonight. Okay, good. So tell me, Jasmine, what exactly is HWPL? So people who don't know what HWPL is.
Oh yeah. Is it okay for me to share screen now?
Yes, you can. You can.
Can you let me do the share screen as co-host?
Okay. Let's go here. How do I do that? Well, you have to request it, right? You have to request it, right? Or multiple participants can share screen. Okay. I got it.
Okay.
You saw it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Can you see the screen?
Yep. I can see it. Yep, you can see it.
Okay. So we are from HWPL, and HWPL stands for Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light. And it is an international peace NGO founded for global peace and cessation of war. And it is registered with the Seoul Metropolitan Government of the Republic of Korea and is associated with the UN Department of Global Communications and in special consultative status with the UN Economic and Social Council. And like its name, HWPL aims to achieve world peace through heavenly culture and restore the global community with light. And keeping with the spirit of the Declaration of World Peace, HWPL is carrying out peace activities all across the world. And HWPL was established by Chairman Man-hee Lee on May 25th of 2013. And Chairman Lee is a Korean War veteran who experienced the Korean Civil War during the 1950s. And HWPL was founded to build a world of peace that may live on as a legacy for future generations. And there are numerous volunteers all around the world working to achieve peace together with Chairman Lee, including us. And HWPL currently organizes peace activities in about 170 countries. So this is the brief introduction about what HWPL is.
Okay, that's cool, Jasmine. Thank you so much, man. So how long have you been a part of the HWPL yourself?
I'll start with question two.
Okay.
So because I joined in later, and so yeah. I joined HWPL in 2019 after attending the Peace Summit event. I was studying interpretation at the time. I am a professional interpreter now, but at the time I was studying. And I was attending many events and forums for experience. And among all the events that I had been to, HWPL's event and the message they conveyed left a very powerful impression on me.
Really?
So everyone knows that peace is needed, but we don't know how to achieve and how to keep it. So we leave it to those in higher places to work it out, and then we worry that it might affect us if something goes wrong. However, through the 2019 Peace Summit, I learned that there was something that I could do, and HWPL had set out a vision where everyone could pitch in and be advocates of peace in their own right. So I couldn't understand why I had not heard of this organization before. And so I got the hang of some of the peace projects that were going on when Jasmine and I were dispatched to the South Pacific Islands right before the start of the global pandemic. And we were there to introduce our peace projects. So it was during that time that I was able to experience firsthand just how its many projects, how HWPL's many projects encompass everyone in society. And I also felt that there's still so much work to do, like spreading the message and vision of peace of HWPL throughout the world. So, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So you just were impressed by one particular event. You just stuck along with HWPL.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
I think it's just that one circumstance where you just run upon HWPL and then you listen to the vision and then you're like just grasped like right into it. You're sucked into the world of peace.
Yes, 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 yes. Because the world needs peace. I guess you could imagine what's been happening in Russia and the Ukraine right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And you have your own problems on the peninsula as well, don't you, with North Korea?
Yes, we do.
Do you guys still live in tension and fear from North Korea? Or you guys are relatively coming towards an understanding that there's not going to be any nuclear bombs being lobbed over from North Korea?
Well, it goes back and forth because it's largely political, and then it's just the tensions go up, and then something happens, and it's a little alleviated, and then another thing happens, and tensions go up right again.
Okay.
So
Because that's how Chairman Lee actually started HWPL. He wanted to bring peace to the peninsula, didn't he?
yes.
Yes.
So tell me about a bit more about the overall mission of HWPL, how Chairman Lee actually got to starting HWPL, and how it's been making strides. The mission has been making strides on the Korean Peninsula.
Well, I'll just go over the some missions that we're the overall three big initiatives that HWPL stands for and what we are pushing. So, of course, the overall mission would be sustainable peace for future generations, but we need steps and we need initiatives to achieve this goal. So, to accomplish this mission, HWPL is working to institute a global law for peace to set the framework for peace culture and for all that to take root all over the world. And so HW's peace projects, like including peace education, will help this to make a reality. But so going through the three main initiatives, the first one, of course, as I mentioned, was we're working towards the establishment of an enforceable international law and to introduce this to the UN. We call this the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, or the DPCW. And it was drafted by there we have it. We have the screen.
Oh, there
So
you go.
it was drafted by the, yes, the HWPL International Law Peace Committee, or the ILPC. It is comprised of 18 international law experts who drafted the DPCW. And the DPCW consists of 10 articles and 38 clauses, and it is based on the ideas conceived by Chairman Lee about how world peace should be brought about. And so uh, HWPL is gaining support from different countries to implement the DPCW at the state level. And from the Caribbean, Antigua and Barbuda presented the National Solidarity Statement to support the DPCW. And the Central American Parliament, the countries of Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, and the Dominican Republic passed a resolution in support of the DPCW. So that is all about international law. And then the second initiative of HWPL is the World Alliance of Religions Peace Offices, or WARP Office, as we call them in short. And also the Religious Peace Academy that just started, the RPA.
Okay,
And so, yeah.
No, I mean, so how many countries are being represented now with HWPL? How many countries around the world are now part of HWPL?
Well, we are working in 170 countries currently, and in all of these countries, we are trying to meet with people who will sign in support of the DPCW. And so we can say that in all 170 countries, we are being rather active, and we are going beyond these and into spreading into more countries because I think Jasmine will probably be introducing this point, but during the
Yes.
peace summit that took place this year, there were even more countries attending, more than the 170 that we are officially in. So I guess you
Okay.
can say we are expanding our borders.
Okay, we're gonna get to the events later on in the show too. But you said something about the WARP. That's the World Alliance for Religions of Peace. What is WARP again?
So the Office is where religious leaders get together and
Mm-hmm.
they have discussions on scripture. So they
Mm-hmm.
share scripture and they try to come together and understand each other because 80% of conflicts and wars across the world is based on the misunderstandings of religion. And
Yes.
so the basic understanding with these initiatives of peace that have to do with religion is that if these religions understand each other and why there are differences in each religion, then we can um, undermine or just lower the number of conflicts that occur around the world because of these misunderstandings. So
Yes.
it's really simple. You just get people to sit down at the table, share their scriptures, show
Mm-hmm.
them that this we really do have this in our religion.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why like you don't understand this part, I don't understand your part, but we have it in our scriptures, and this is what we firmly believe in. And
Mm-hmm.
so when people understand that, oh, this is where you are coming from, then we know that there are no like hard intentions against each other. It's just like this is our differences. And then you accept those differences, and then you won't have conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the main idea based behind the Warp Office meetings.
That's cool. So let me ask Jasmine this because I was there for the WARP conference back in 2018. I seen how much work went into that conference. And so I just want to ask Jasmine how difficult it is to bring all these people together to talk at the table and to build this peace. How difficult has that been for you?
It is not difficult once you get them to share HWPL's vision for peace, because peace is something everyone wants, but it takes deep talks and understanding to persuade those who believe they already have peace and don't need to make further efforts to achieve it. And actually, as a general director of the Department of Public Relations in our branch, and as I told you, our branch focuses on the South Pacific countries, contacting with them.
Mm-hmm.
But in South Pacific countries, for example, they think that they're already peaceful. So when I contacted them, it was not easy to persuade them, oh, we should do something for achieving peace together,
Mm-hmm.
because they thought they already peace. So it's not easy for them to think about, oh, I need to do something for peace activities. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the things that we need to prepare more so that they can think that they need peace and they need to do something for peace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Jasmine. So I was very impressed when I was there back in 2018. And I've seen all the people from Belarus, the Ukraine, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from the Bahamas, from South Africa, people from all over the world. I was just so amazed at how beautiful that event came off and how many of those people got up on the stage and they shared their particular insights on religion and how they saw the world and how they, and it's really about sharing views with each other, right? Sharing views with people, isn't it? Yes, yes, yes. And we need more like HWPL in the world actually, because we so often we talk at each other, not to each other. We don't understand what each other which each other is saying. We talk at each other. And so I saw at HWPL, we talked with each other. And there was a general understanding. And I was there. I saw the former president of the Ukraine there as well, too. Mr. Yukashenko. He was the highlight of the event that year in 2018. He was the keynote speaker. Yes. Yes, I remember that greatly. You know, I had so much fun when I was there. Yeah. So speaking about that, so
Have an
what's
accurate
it next?
memory.
Yeah, I know. I remember the events. That was a beautiful trip. I was so glad. I was honored to come to visit South Korea for the HWPL WARP conference. I was honored to be there. And I really thank HWPL for inviting me and having me along as someone who witnessed what the peace process really takes and what really went on with HWPL. You guys are doing an amazing job. So
Thank you.
yeah, well, for both of you, I don't know which one of you are going to take this question. So what's next for HWPL now? What's going to happen next?
The next event, the next event will be the 8th anniversary of the DPCW, which will be held in next March 14th. And also there will be a 10th anniversary of the HWPL World Peace Summit in next September. And it will be very grand occasion, so we are very much looking forward to it. And I myself am thinking of saving up so that I can attend the 10th anniversary event as a volunteer again. And it is expected that many VIPs will be invited, but we don't invite just anyone. We invite people who have been involved in HWPL peace activities, or people who love peace and who are willing to work with HWPL to achieve it, or people who can continue to engage in peace activities with HWPL in the future. So, and as I told you, I hope you can attend as well next year representing your media agency.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll put it on my calendar. I'll put it on my calendar, Jasmine. Because I had so much fun when I was there in
Looking forward
2018.
to meet you.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I love the Korean people actually. People ask me, say, how was the Korean people when you went over there? For some reason, they believe that you guys are just so rude and so stuck up and so standoffish. I said, no, the Korean people are peaceful people. I was there. I had one incident when I was there, but it was no one from Korea. It was someone from Belarus. But you guys de-escalated the situation, and I went back to having a good time in Korea. So yeah, I said the Korean people. Yeah, I said the Korean people are peaceful people. They're peaceful, loving people, man. I don't know why people would think that Koreans are mean and vicious and mean-spirited people. I said no, it's not those people at all. And I've seen the city. Which city were we at again? We weren't in Seoul. We were in another city, right, Jasmine? In 2018. Which city were you in?
In 2018, I believe it was in Incheon.
Incheon, yes.
Yeah,
the name
Incheon.
Incheon, yes, Incheon. Yeah.
But did you visit Seoul as well?
No, I came as far as Cindy, my guide, took me
protocol officer.
Yeah, protocol officer. She took me as far as the outside of Seoul. We never actually went inside Seoul.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. So it was pretty a long journey as well by train. And so we couldn't. I didn't actually go. I'd love to visit Seoul the next time though, and see the Olympic Stadium. I didn't have a chance to see the Olympic Stadium.
All right, yeah. Olympic Stadium is in Seoul.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I wanted to see it. I didn't have a chance to see it. But also, what I was so amazed when I was there, I saw those cherry blossom trees. There was a time when those cherry blossom trees were just starting to fall off, and it's just like how you see them inside the movies. I was so amazed. Wow. Yes. My goodness, I was so freaked out by it. That's just how you see it inside the movies with those old karate movies, right? So, going back to the conference, now that COVID-19 is behind us, and you guys suffered a lot from COVID-19, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
And that held up peace conferences for a while. So you guys are going back now to full-on conferences now, right?
Yeah, definitely. So the 9th anniversary of the September 18th HWPL World Peace Summit, the one that we just had, was actually HWPL's message to its global family of peace that everything has been normalized. So HWPL has been active in all its initiatives this past year, and it will be more so in 2024. Well, it's not like we weren't active, but everything had to be online because of all those precautions that we had to take because of the pandemic. But now everything has been normalized, and so we can go back to work as before and even more active because now we have our online platforms going all the time as well.
Okay, that's good. So tell me more. So this one for Jasmine. So why should somebody come to this conference next year?
Oh, could you repeat one more time?
I say, why should somebody come to this conference next year? Why should somebody come to the conference next year?
Why?
Can you hear me? Yeah, why should somebody come to the conference? Give me your best pitch. Why should somebody from the Bahamas come to the conference next year? What would they get when they come to the conference?
Can you reply it instead of me, Suhn? I don't think I can understand it fully.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, let me ask Suhn then. So Suhn, why should somebody come to this conference next year?
Well, it's I think It's all goes back to the peace initiatives of HWPL because it just encompasses everything. So no matter what sector you're working in, no matter what your profession is, or what if you're a student, if you're just a child, it doesn't matter really. It's if you come to the Peace Summit, you will always find inspiration, and you will I think you regain your heart for peace because when you're working for peace throughout the year, no, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but if it's just, simply posting peace messages on social media, or you're just telling your friends about your experience at the Peace Summit, the people that you met at the Peace Summit, and what you're planning to do this year for the Peace Summit or peace in general, it's like that lonely fight that you're fighting. Like you don't see those people who are working alongside you because we're so distant, and like we don't live in the same vicinity, or we're just working in our own separate say cubicles. But when you gather together at the Peace Summit, you're with your peace family. You're with all those peace advocates that are working just like you throughout the year. And when you gather and put people together from all those different countries, from all those different races and religions, and you see that all the work coming together, and you see this massive movement going on. Oh, this is what we've done this past year. We've come so far. Then you get that willingness to go another year and go another year again and again. And so that's how this organization and the peace members just keep growing and growing because new people come, they see what's been done, and then they want to also participate, make it even bigger. So it's like every year when you come to the Peace Summit, you just get that feeling of awe, saying, "Oh, we're actually doing something, and I can be part of that big, massive movement, and I can bring peace to the world as well." So I think that is why people want to come to the Peace Summit, and it's something that everyone looks forward to because it really just keeps you going and going.
Yes, yes. There's a lot of activities, man. A lot of activities on a daily basis. Yes, yes. I saw it with my own eyes when I was there in 2018. How many things you go through from day to day to day, how many conferences, how many people that you meet, people from
Exactly.
all over the world. It's just an amazing event. I don't think people realize how much fun we had over there and how much understanding we gained from one another, from all these different cultures there. I don't think people really
Yeah.
see that. Yeah, but let me ask you a question soon. Not so much Jasmine, because it may be too much, maybe a prickly
Yeah,
question for
sorry.
Jasmine. Yeah.
Because I'm Korean and yeah, I'm not in an English-based country.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, Jasmine. I like you all the same. So what would you say to people who look at this soon and say the HWPL is kind of like a cult?
Mm. I think it's a very big misunderstanding because one of the reasons why people do call us that is because Chairman Lee has his own religious organization and he's a religious leader. But you can't really use that against an organization that's just an NGO working for peace because there are many religious leaders who work for peace all over the world. You could be a religious leader and you could be a politician at the same time. And so it's like it's not I think it really with religious leaders and people who have religion, it's like the basic fact that you should be working for peace because all religions teach about peace. You should live in harmony with your neighbor. You should be at peace with the people around you, with your family, your friends. And so it's something that is just some natural to them, something that you definitely have to work for. And so I think that is why it actually gives him more drive and more sincerity in what he does as a peace worker and leader of this big organization, along with the fact that he is also a war veteran.
Yes.
But so I think that is where it stems from that misunderstanding. And of course, it's also because HWPL works in the field of religion to bring religious leaders together. But then that's something that we just have to do because we can't just talk about cessation of war, cessation of conflict without addressing religion, which is a large part of why people are actually getting into fights and
Yes, yes,
misunderstandings. So,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes. When I was there, I didn't get an idea of which religion Chairman Lee's attached to. So what's the name of his religion?
Oh, so his religious organization is called it's in Korean, but it's called Shincheonji, Church of Jesus. It's a
Okay.
denomination of Christianity.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, so it's a Christian organization. Okay. There's a lot of them.
Yep.
There's a lot of them all over the world.
Mm.
You know, because that was one of the things when I searched the HWPL when I first visited, and I heard a lot of people saying a lot of crazy stuff about it. But when I went, I saw it with my own eyes. It's not what they all said about it online. So I attest to it firmly myself. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's not the cult that people say that it is. It is not what people think that it is. Chairman Lee is not who you think that he is, and the people that he has working with him and for him are not who you think they are. You know.
Mhm.
So, well, one more question then. So I know we spoke about North Korea and South Korea earlier in the conversation. So how much progress has Chairman Lee made with North Korea, his counterparts in North Korea? Does he talk to anybody in North Korea? Or can he talk to anybody in North Korea?
No, it's
No?
illegal. Actually, it's not possible for South Korean people talk with North Korean. But yeah, but Chairman Lee announced the Declaration of Unification in August 2010, and he says our nation should be unified as it was before, as an independent nation. And he said that, like East and West Germany, the leaders of South and North Korea must gather in one place to discuss unification for the sake of the country and its citizens. So, and that's why HWPL has worked for peace and cessation of war so far in order for us to make reunification of North and South Korea. So that would be the ultimate goal that we need to achieve. Because world peace is our goal, and in order for us to achieve world peace, unification of North and South should be done.
Yes, yes. Well, let me ask you a question. As Korean ladies, as Korean young ladies, how does the division of Korea make you feel as a Korean?
I think it's something that is just handed down because like we learn, when we learn in history class about the long history of the Korean Peninsula, we have never been divided before. So there were like separate countries like that comprised the Korean Peninsula, but ever since its unification within one dynasty back, I think, a couple of thousand years ago. The Korean Peninsula has never been divided. And so this is something that is, I guess, kind of sad history for most Koreans that live on the Korean Peninsula today. I think many people are trying to just live with the fact that we're just divided and it's going to be that way forever. But then we also have to keep in mind that we're not going to be like at peace as long as it's this way, because technically the Korean Peninsula is still at war. It's just an armistice agreement.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, whenever tensions start going high again, we get reminded that, okay, we're not at peace, and this situation is not okay. This has to end sometime. So,
Yeah. What about you, Jasmine? How does it make you feel with a divided Korea?
It's sad because I watched the video about North Korea nowadays very many times through YouTube, and I could feel that they are in a very bad situation, even though they don't think like that. But when we see the videos of them through YouTube, I could feel that, oh, yeah, unification of North and South should be done as soon as possible. So, and when I see their videos, that makes me feel that I need to do something more for peace with HWPL works. Because we were like Sunset, we were in one country and we have one ethnic.
Yes, one ethnic group, yes. Do you have any
Yes,
family
one
members in
ethnic
North
group.
Korea? Do you have any
Pardon?
family members in North Korea?
No.
No? It's not like that. It's been so long that everybody's been divided up properly over the last 50, 60, 70 years. Wow.
Right.
I can't imagine being in the Bahamas. Well, we have several islands in the Bahamas, right? I can't imagine, like, me not being able to go to the island of Abaco or Grand Bahama. I'm in New Providence, by the way. I can't imagine me not being able to go to Grand Bahama or Abaco. I just can't see it. Or them being so cut off from us that I can't go there. It's just amazing that you guys have been living with that as young Koreans, and you guys want to see the end of it. And I can imagine the people in North Korea want to see the end of it too, and that's why Chairman Lee's work needs to continue on as much as possible. You know, I believed in what he was trying to do. I believed in his heart. I heard him speak. I said, you know something, this man believes in peace and he believes in one Korea. In the sense, cessation of war. Because you can't live like this. I would hate to see another generation of Koreans live like that on the Korean Peninsula. So, last question, ladies. How can somebody join HWPL? What do we have to do to be a part of the peace mission? From where we sit, in the Bahamas or Panama or Sri Lanka, how can somebody join HWPL?
It's very easy. They can become an HWPL member through signing up on HWPL website. And if so, they can receive newsletters every month to keep updated with peace activities happening around the world. And they can take HWPL's peace education to understand what it means to be a peace citizen. And they can write a letter in support of the DPCW so that it can be initiated as global law. And they can participate in peace activities that are of interest or facilitates your skills or abilities. And they can become a messenger of peace and spread the news of peace far and wide. And like the peace event that you joined, when we hold peace events or peace seminars, peace forums, online or offline, they can join if they want. So it's very simple.
Okay, that's good. So any links that anybody could go to, any websites anybody could go to if they want to join?
Oh, the website is pretty simple. It's HWPL. Sorry, I used the Korean website, so I almost said .kr. But yeah, you can go into the website and I believe you can find the translation in English, and I do believe it's Russian. I'm not sure. There's just one other language, and I just can't. Yeah, I forgot what it was, but I don't use it. So,
Oh, no problem.
but yes.
No problem. HWPL's website. Okay. So you two ladies, any final thoughts that you guys have?
Do you want to go first, Jasmine, or?
Yeah, you first, Jasmine. You go first. Any final thoughts about HWPL and your work for the later on part of this year and for next year?
Oh, any what?
Sorry, I spoke too fast again. Any?
Yes.
I have to remember, you know. I have to remember. Any final thoughts about HWPL?
Any
work?
final source?
Yeah, thoughts. Yes, for the rest of the year.
Thoughts.
Thoughts. Yes.
Any final thoughts? What?
Any final thoughts about HWPL and the work that you guys have to do for the rest of the year and for next year? Any final thoughts on your mission for the rest of the year and next year?
I'm not sure. It's not easy to translate it in Korean in my head when you ask English questions.
Okay, but let's start with Sun then. Any final thoughts about your work with HWPL?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a very busy year, the rest of the year that we have, and for the next, because we are just ramping up for the next Peace Summit, which is, as Jasmine mentioned, it's the 10th anniversary. It's going to be bigger than anything ever before. So we're ramping up to just really get those peace projects up and going, because we have met so many people this summit. And there are just so many projects that have to be started, that have to get going, and like so many people that we are communicating with to get peace done. So yeah, I am just anticipating a very busy year, very busy rest of the year, and a very busy 2024.
Gotcha. What about you, Jasmine? You had a chance to formulate your final thoughts?
Yeah. As I told you, I need to prepare for joining next September HWPL World Peace Summit. Yes. And as General Director of the Department of Public Relations, I need to contact with the media journalists in South Pacific countries, including you as well, even though you are living in Bahamas, so that they can join in the Peace Summit together with us. So yeah, that's a big plan that I'm thinking of. Okay,
that's good. So there we have it, two beautiful ladies from South Korea. We have Miss Jasmine. She's the General Director for Public Relations at the branch 11 for the HWPL. And we also have Miss Suhn Park. She's the General Director for the Department of International Law in Branch 11 for the HWPL. I want to thank you, ladies, for joining me for this Line Vibe podcast.
Thank
Yuri,
you.
for having us.
Thank you so much.
And
Yes,
thank
bye.
you for understanding my English.
I know. I try my best. You did well, actually. I'm glad you brought Soon along as well, because she's an excellent English speaker.
Yes.
Thank
Me
you.
too. I'm happy that she's with me together.
Yes. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you soon.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Bye.